All right, hi everybody. Today we're going to be doing a lesson. We're going to go at a slower pace. This is probably going to go out to 2 or 3 of you students because some of the other videos have been a little too difficult. So for this video, we're going to be doing a stretching, warming up. We're going to be practicing a couple goals that are for the students that are watching this. Okay, I'm not going to use any names, but we're going to work on those. So that's going to include some ball skills, some balancing. And then we have a fun little game, just if you guys have some household appliances, things such as like water bottles, sunscreen. If you have a pool noodle, that's great. If not, you can use anything that's similar to a pool noodle. So we're gonna be using this to balance on. We're gonna use it for assistance. So like if a student's holding it, the parent or adult can hold the other side. So a broomstick. There's a bunch of different items that you guys could use. Just be creative. So the first thing we're gonna do is stretching. So if you guys could stand up. So with the student, the first stretch we're gonna do is just reach for the sky and lean to one side, okay? Lean to one side, and then we're gonna lean to the other. All right, good. All right, and then we're gonna put our hands on our waist and we're gonna go around, okay? This is a good stretch for the adults too. And just go around, make a circle with our body. Okay, good. And if you can take one hand, one arm, and bring it across your body, and then hold your elbow right here. Okay, so you might need to hold the student's arm and bring it across your body for them to work on this. And then hold that for a while. Good. And now we're gonna switch. So just straight arm, and then with your other hand, grab your elbow and just bring it across your body, like this. And then hold it for about 10 seconds or so. All right, and good. Now, having straight legs, we're gonna try to touch our toes, okay? So with your fingers, bend over, try to keep your knees straight, and see how far down you can go. I'm not very flexible. Hopefully you guys are a little more flexible than me. All right, try to touch your toes. And then come back up, okay? And shake your legs out, shake them out, shake them out. All right, good. And now we're gonna do a little more of a dynamic warm up, okay? So that was stretching, now we're gonna do a little more of moving. So now we're gonna jog in place, okay? So if you need to hold the student's hands to keep them in place, and just hold their hands and then move your legs like this. Try to get them to do the same, okay? Move your legs, and then if you can let go of their hands, then they can start using the arm motion as well. So they're running in place, running in place, running in place. All right, and freeze. Good. Okay, now how about marching? Let's bring those knees up, those legs up. You might need to hold their legs, bring one up, down, up, down, up, down. And if you do have space, you guys can move down and back, okay, if that works better. So let's just start marching, 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 marching. And then when I say go, we'll do the running again, okay? Ready, set, and go. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. And stop. And march. So we're kind of leading up to red light, green light, like we've been doing with the other classes. So for the students watching this, they might like to go at a slower pace, so that's what we're doing. We're kind of leading up towards that, maybe a few videos from now. So we're going yellow light right now, and then when I say red light, that means stop. And then when I say green light, we're gonna go, okay? And we're gonna run, 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 run. And remember, if you're not doing this in place, you can be running around. And then we're gonna stop, and that'll be our red light. All right, good. So the next thing we're gonna do, and you might wanna noodle for this, okay? Or you might just wanna hold hands. We're gonna work on jumping in place, okay? So holding the student's hands, your child's hands, and then getting them to bend their knees, that's the important part. And then we come up and jump, okay? And everybody jump. Good, and hold their hands, and bend the knees, and jump. And everybody jump. Okay, and you might need to kind of push them up a little bit or bend their knees for them and then get them to feel that motion. Okay, so definitely a lot of hand over hand for a lot of this stuff. And bend your knees and jump. Okay, and if they have the jumping down without needing physical support, you can get them to move their arms back and forth. Okay, actually you could just do this to start. Okay, bend those or bend the arms and swing them back and forth at the same time. Swing, swing, swing. Good. And then bend your knees and swing. Okay, so everyone's swinging, 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 and jump. Good. And let's do it again. Bend the knees, bend the arms, swing, 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 and jump. Good. Let's do it one more time. Bend the knees, bend the arms, swing, 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 and jump. Very good. All right. And if you guys want to practice a few more of those, you can. You can just pause it, or we can keep moving. Okay? Hopefully we're going at a slow enough pace right now. But remember, you can always pause the video and work on what we just talked about. Okay? All right. So next we're going to practice our balancing on one foot. Okay, so for all the students watching this video, balancing is something that we've been working on, okay, and something that we need to work on. So I know a lot of students have trouble balancing on their own, so what I do is have sometimes the students grab something that they can balance onto, okay, so it might be a table like this, and they might need to hold it with two hands, okay, and then if you have to touch the bottom of their leg right beneath the knee and just slowly raise it up, okay, and then count out loud so they know that they're coming to a certain number when they get to drop it. 1, 2, 3, and drop. Okay, so they're holding on. You're putting your hand under their knee, lift it up. 1, 2, 3, and drop. Okay, and again, under the knee, just lift it up. 1, 2, 3, and drop. Okay, and that's balancing. So the next step would be to take the hand off of the leg once they've brought their leg up. Okay, so bring it up and say 1, 2, let it go, 3, and drop. Okay, so you can see the progression. Put the hand under the knee, lift it up. 1, 2, 3, drop. Okay, and then we can try it with the other one. Same thing. Okay, they can hold. I'll move over here because I'm too tall for that table. Okay, right here. They can hold it like this and lift their knee up. 1, 2, 3, drop. Okay, do that a few times. 1, 2, 3, drop. Okay, and now you're gonna put it under and then let go before the 3. 1, 2, 3, drop. Okay. The next progression, and I'm going to go through this because maybe 1 or 2 students watching this might be ready for the next step, and if not, that's okay, you keep doing that. But the next step would be for them to hold it and then just kind of go like this so they know to lift it up, okay? 1, 2, 3, drop, right? So you're using this to just remind them, hey, lift your leg up. Once they do it, 1, 2, 3, drop, okay? And then the next progression, of course, would be for you to say, lift your leg up, 1, 2, 3, drop. Okay, and do that for both legs. And then the next one would be having one hand. Okay, one hand for balance. And that's where the noodle comes in handy. Okay, where a parent or an adult can hold one side of it, lift the leg up, 1, 2, 3, drop, right? And then the other foot, lift the leg, 1, 2, 3, drop, okay? And then eventually you take your hand off the noodle, okay? And then they're doing it on their own. And then eventually you get rid of the noodle. Okay, but I don't think our kids are quite there yet. But those are the progressions that we do in class that, you know, it's difficult to remember all those little details when just watching the video and me telling you to balance. So that's kind of how to break it down. So kind of see, there's 2 or 3 kids watching, this video, kind of see where your child's at, okay? All right, great. So the next thing we're gonna do is a little balance beam, okay? And just like with the balance on one foot, there's different progressions to take. You can use a foam noodle, okay? I don't want a stick or like a broomstick that's gonna roll where they can fall off of it. And even this might be hard for one or two of the students, it might be easy. Definitely hold their hands while doing it. I like to put it on the ground, okay? Put it on the ground, and then also practice balancing on it. So you can hold their hands, and they're practicing balancing on it like a balance beam. Because I know all of you don't have a balance beam. I have a little foam balance beam that's about this high, but I know you guys at home probably don't. You can also just use tape on the ground to walk in a straight line on the tape. Okay, you can use a curve, you can use just a crack on your cement. Okay, just something that's a straight line. And if you wanted to lift just a lifted surface, a foam noodle works great. Okay, so when we're practicing balancing on the balance beam, we're just working on walking across and keeping your eyes on the balance beam. Okay, hands out. If you need to hold on to someone or something, that's fine. Okay, and then you just work on keeping one foot in front of the other all the way across. Okay, so again, the same type of thing where you're holding two hands to start, see if they can go across. One hand next. Okay, so now I'm holding one hand to get across. All right, and then the next one would be no hands, right? So maybe they're just holding their hands out for balance. Okay, and then after that, after they're able to get across it just like that, then they're working on heel to toe. So that would be taking a step and making sure this heel goes right in front of my toe. Okay, this heel goes in front of my toe. This heel goes in front of my toe. Heel in front of my toe. All right, and if they're not ready for the foam noodle, again, you can just use a line on the ground. Okay, I'm using where the carpet meets the, I'll show you, where the carpet meets the wood. Okay, and that's great. You can work on that, and that's a lot more safe. Okay, all right. So the next thing we're gonna do, what time are we at? 11 minutes. We're gonna work on some ball skills. Okay, so if you guys have a bouncy ball like this, these work great. If you don't, then you probably want to skip this one because you're going to need something that bounces. And this is a goal, or this is something that each student watching this needs to work on. So this is a good one. So if you have some kind of ball that bounces, basketball, volleyball, playground ball is the best. But if you have any of those, this will work. Okay, so you're holding the ball. Okay, you might need to put a hand over each hand while the student's holding it, and we're going to work on dropping it and catching it. Okay, and this definitely is going to take some hand over hand assistance to start. Okay, I like to go behind the student and hold their hands like this, drop, catch, drop, catch. Okay, so I remove my hands and then they remove their hands, and then when a ball comes up, I put their hands together. Okay, and you're going to have to practice this over and over and over and over, and then eventually, you can maybe remove a hand or two and then have them just drop it, but they might need your hands back to catch it. So they might be able to drop it on their own, but they're gonna forget to catch it. All right, so, dropping it, that's easier than them catching it. And then once they have that down, they have the dropping and then the catching with you, then maybe take a hand off and see if they can learn to drop and catch it on their own. Drop and catch on